tijdje geleden liep ik op het strand bij paal 9. En daar was ik een beetje aan het kijken in de aanspoelsels of er nog iets interessants was aangespoeld. En daar zag ik ineens een zeepaardje liggen. En ik dacht dat hij dood was, dus ik wilde hem oppakken. En toen bewoog hij nog. Dus toen wist ik eigenlijk niet zo goed wat ik moest doen. En toen heb ik Ecomare gebeld om te vragen of ik hem nou terug in zee moest zetten of dat er iets anders mee moest gebeuren.
So if people find a seahorse on the beach and it is still alive, then we urge them to call us at Ecomare or Blijdorp Rotterdam Zoo, because these animals are inactive when they wash ashore in winter and they are hypothermic, so they can't really move. So if you would put them back in the sea immediately, then they would probably just wash ashore again. And if there are no people in the neighborhood when they wash ashore, then the animal will most probably die. Seahorses are of course fish, so if they lay on the beach for like 10 to 15 minutes without water, then it is the end of that seahorse. So if people find them and they call us, we ask them to first immediately put the animal in water, in like a sandwich bag or a small bucket or a water bottle that's empty, to fill it with seawater, just the cold water that they came out of, so we keep them hypothermic. And then we ask the people to bring those animals to either Ecomare or to Rotterdam Zoo. And there we can put the animals in the aquarium, have them adjust to their new water temperature, and then we see them slowly becoming active again. And most of the animals start eating after 2 or 3 days when they're in our aquaria. Our 2 European seahorse species, the short-snouted seahorse that we have in the aquarium here and the spiny seahorse, have been chosen this year as the fish of the year by EASA. And that means that during the whole year, zoos and aquaria will give some extra attention to this remarkable fish species, and to also highlight the efforts undertaken by zoos and aquariums to help this species, both in aquariums and in the wild. In the wild, the main challenges for them at the moment are coping with climate change, habitat destruction and fisheries. One of the efforts undertaken to help, in this case, the short-snouted seahorse is being done right here at Ecomare on the Dutch Wadden island of Texel, and along the Dutch coast. Historically, there were like 0 to 5 seahorse strandings per year, but that suddenly changed in the winter of 2020, when almost 80 animals washed ashore, and since then we've seen close to 100 strandings every winter along the Dutch coast. 10 to 20% of the animals that wash ashore do so alive, and some of them are lucky enough to be found by people walking on the beach. These animals are hypothermic, and because along the Dutch coast we don't really know where these animals live, and there is not a lot of suitable habitat in winter, we try to get them into aquariums. And in the Netherlands, the 2 aquariums with correct licenses to be able to transport and keep these animals are Rotterdam Zoo and us here at Ecomare. So for the 5th winter in a row, we get living seahorses brought in from the beach, approximately 10 to 15 every year. We keep them in this aquarium, which is at 15 degrees, which is an ideal temperature for this species to be active. And we feed them with mysids, so tiny shrimp, so they can hunt for those. And when the conditions in the wild are favorable again, which is most of the time in end of April or beginning of May, then we will release these animals again, and we do so by having divers taking them to a depth of 8 to 10 meters, where they then release the seahorses, and then they have to fend for themselves again, of course.